Today we are going to start with a new brand tool in the market that is Cypress.io. You can call it Cypress. It's a free and open source tool, uh, and it's a complete end-to-end testing tool, right? It is built for the modern web UI. So what does it mean, modern web UI? So nowadays, every other companies who was earlier on the some other old technology stack like MVC, or there are some technologies I should not mention, but okay. ASP, suppose these are the technologies how we design applications, or mainly UI. Okay, so all these applications are not very responsive. We can say Ajax also. There will be Ajax calls. If you have working with the IT industry, you might have heard about these. So all these are not very responsive. Okay, but the modern UI, where we see different kind of new technologies like Angular, React, right? Now each and every company, they are trying, or they are creating applications where front end is the JavaScript based technologies like Angular, React JS, and there are many more. Okay, so what is the problem with this new uh, web UI? To if you try to automate using your whatever we were using till date, like Selenium, UFT, QTP, or any other tool which you know, there will be a lot of issue you will face to just to synchronize your test. Okay, because these pages are so much responsive, so much fast. Your Selenium, or I'm just saying Selenium, but it's not, I'm just focusing on Selenium. Any other tool, it will be very hard to work with this responsive UIs. Okay, so we'll talk about how this Cypress is different from the tools, whatever we know till now. But before this, let's get started with the Cypress introduction. Okay, so Cypress is all-in-one testing framework. Why I'm saying all-in-one testing framework? We'll get to know about this. Uh, and Cypress is a next generation front-end testing tool. Okay, which is built for the modern UI. As we talked about how modern UI uh, are responsive and all. So to handle those, Cypress.io company, which named this as a Cypress, they came up with this tool. So basically, it is a front-end testing tool. So whatever runs in a browser, everything you can test using this Cypress. Okay, so whatever runs in a browser, and we'll see what are the some limitations of Cypress. We'll discuss later. So how this Cypress works? Okay, so Cypress built on, there's a very famous technology, if you have heard nowadays, that is Node.js. Okay, so a few people of you may have heard about Node.js, some of you not, but this technology, this Node become very popular of JavaScript to creating, developing new age modern applications because of JavaScript. It's it runs very fast, is very responsive. So Cypress is built on top of this. Okay, so behind this Cypress there is a Node.js server. Okay, and Cypress and the Node process uh, constantly with each other. They synchronize, perform tasks, okay, on behalf of each other. Node.js server and Cypress, if I write. Okay, so you will not feel like you are sending some instruction to this tool from some remote, uh, uh, like how we do with Selenium. We send some remote commands to perform in the browser, right? But Cypress is totally different. Okay, so it works like a real-time user, how a native user uh, will browse your application. So Cypress does in the same way. So Cypress, it runs in your application. So it runs in a browser. Okay. So when I say it runs in a browser, you don't need to send remote commands like we do in Selenium. We write scripts in our own language like Java, C Sharp, or Ruby, Python, right? And that will be converted to a through a JSON wire protocol, which will send to the web driver for, and that web driver will send the commands to the browser. Okay. So when I say it runs in your application, it means it has uh, access of every single object in your application. So there is no serialization. Little bit, I'm just giving introduction so that it will be easier to understand why this Cypress is becoming so much popular. So just be with me, okay? All right. So there is, uh, let me, yeah, there is no over the wire, or if I say over the JSON wire protocol, okay, which we have in Selenium WebDriver. If you know Selenium architecture, you must know like how Selenium works. It sends commands through this JSON wire protocol. So when it sends over the JSON wire protocol, there will be network effect. There will be network lag, and then your browser, because its browser will be implementation. It depends on the different kind of web drivers we use, like Chrome driver, Gecko driver, Safari driver. So all these components make Selenium little bit slower, okay, compared to this Cypress. And to handle this modern responsive web UI, it's very difficult to handle with Selenium, whatever the other tools like Protector or WebDriver IO, all these, uh, yeah, you can say like Angular. can walk, can handle Angular applications, but yeah, that protector also has some limitations. So the first difference we see, so what is the difference? Okay, so what is the difference? Any other tool you see, all those are built on Selenium, but Cypress is not built on top of Selenium. Okay, so it doesn't use Selenium. So there is a debate also. What is the differences between the Cypress and Selenium? So Cypress versus Selenium. Okay. So first thing, Cypress is very much fast. Okay. So as we discussed, why it is fast, because it runs as a native user inside your application. Okay. Selenium is slow due to its architecture. Okay. And WebDriver implementation of each and every browser, right? And we send commands as we discuss remote commands. There will be a network lag also. That's why Selenium is slower compared to Cypress. Another problem we see is auto waiting. So Cypress, it waits automatically for the element to appear on the DOM, that document object model, a page to synchronize, like we do as a human being. As we wait for the element to appear or the page to load, Cypress does the same thing. But Selenium, have you seen? No, it only provides a few ways to handle implicit and explicit wait, right? There is no other concept like automatic wait. Another benefit of Cypress, it generates screenshots and videos of your test suite when you run that. Selenium does not provide, but we can take a screenshot using uh, there is an interface for a screenshot we can take, but not automatically. All right. And the other difference is Cypress only supports JavaScript. Okay. But as we have seen, Selenium supports many languages. Most of the popular languages it supports, like Java, C Sharp, Python, and many other, right? There's another difference. It supports only Chrome browser, Chrome only. Cypress supports only Chrome browser. But Selenium, as we know, it supports Chrome, Mozilla, right? Safari, whatever you name. So nowadays we have seen like how much Chrome is popular for everything. We open Chrome, and Chrome provides various things like developers tools, which developers also use at very extensively these browser. That's why Cypress is not only meant for the QA. It is for the developers, it is for the QA both. Anyone can write end-to-end testing, right? Another difference is it supports Mocha only. So Mocha is a test unit test framework which we use as a test runner to there are a lot of assertions we do, okay? But as we know, Selenium supports JUnit, TestNG, okay? If you are using C Sharp, it supports MS Test and other testing framework, okay? So these are some differences between Cypress and Selenium. All right, any question till now? Okay, so I don't see any question. So let's talk about, as I was talking about, Cypress enables us to write all types of test. So what does it mean by all types of test? So end-to-end test, integration test. Do we have integration test support by Selenium? Integration test means when you have your UI, when you have your web services, REST APIs, you need to use some other libraries or use your programming skill to handle this integration test, right? Selenium doesn't support that. And of course, unit testing as well. So all these features make Cypress a different kind of tool compared to Selenium or Protector or WebDriver IO. All right, and that's why it is used by developers and QA both. So already we talked about features, but let me mention what other features it has. So the most important feature is automatic waiting. Okay. Then there is a easy debugging. We'll see why I'm saying easy debugging, because Cypress provides a nice dashboard where you see your all the tests, how it runs, and at each step what has been done. Okay, so debugging is very easy, but in terms of Selenium or Protector or any other Appium which are built on top of Selenium, so it's you need to debug programmatically. You need to see, you need to use logs, different kind of things you need to do. Then you can capture your errors and exact reason for the failures. But that is very easy in case of Cypress. And we have seen with a Selenium or any other tool that flaky test. Sometime it will pass, sometime it will fail. You don't know why it is failed. Then again you need to debug. You will fix here and there. Again it will fail for some other region. Sometimes your page will load in 2 seconds. Next time it will take 2 minutes to load, right? Based on the network and internet speed and all those things. So because of it's a native, uh, because it's work as a native user, there will be a consistent results. Okay. And other features which I talked about is screenshots and videos automatically generated by Cypress when you run your test suite. Okay. So these are some wonderful features which Cypress has to handle new modern responsive UIs. All right. Any question before we move to how to install and what are the requirements? Okay. So someone has raised hand. Let me unmute you. So Smita, do you want to speak? Yes. So there's one question. Will it support any kind of web applications? Yes. What I said in the beginning, any application which runs in a browser and mainly in Chrome, if it supports Chrome, this Cypress will automate, or Cypress can automate that application. Okay, so whatever you which application runs in a browser, Cypress can automate. Okay, any other question before we um, go and see how to install step by step? Okay, so what is the max timeout for the element identification? So here, as I said, Cypress and Node.js server, they communicate each other. So it will wait until that page loads. Okay. And as we progress in this course, we see uh, how it handles. Okay. So as I said, it's auto waiting. So you don't need to worry about like a timeout, how much time I need to provide, how much maximum timeouts should I set, all those things. All right. So Kiran, I didn't get your question. What profession is required for JavaScript? So if you know basic, yes, of course, you should have knowledge of some JavaScript programming concepts, but not that much. If you just starting with JavaScript, uh, yes, it will be easy to write. We'll see. Okay. So yeah, if you want to be a proficient in Cypress JavaScript, so yeah, you have to learn a few basics of JavaScript. Okay, how we declare functions, how we call those functions, and all those things. All right. Okay, so let's go for the installation section, how we can install. Okay, so this is the uh, cypress.io website, the official website of this tool, where you can go and see about its features, how it works, and dashboards and all. And it's free and open source. Okay, as we were talking about, this Cypress is built on Node.js. So locally you need Node.js. Okay, so if you haven't installed Node.js, so you can navigate to this nodejs.org. You can download the latest version based on your OS, operating system of your laptop or system, and you can install. Okay, and this Cypress supports uh, Mac OS, Linux, Windows. So popular operating system it supports, so you can use. And I was saying like it's a JavaScript automation tool, right? So to work with Cypress, we need Node.js. So that's why I'm saying you need to install. And if you already have Node.js on your machine, so if that version is less than 8, so you need to uninstall and install the latest version. So anything above the version 8 would be fine. So Node.js version, just for note, I'll mention Node.js version above 8 it requires. Okay, it supports Mac OS, Windows, Linux, right? So once you install Node.js, there's another concept is npm. People who know JavaScript or Node, they might have heard all these terms, but don't worry. npm is similar to, if you are from Java, similar to Maven. Okay, if you are from a .NET background or C sharp, it's like a NuGet package manager. Okay, which takes care for your all the libraries. Okay, like Maven does. So npm do the same thing for the JavaScript. So it's a node package manager. So Node.js is required to install. Npm by default comes with Node.js, so not required to install separately on your system. Okay. Now, if you have installed, so you can just check like Node version. So see, I have this Node.js version of 10. Okay, and if I want to check the npm version, yeah, it's 6.9. All right, so that's fine. We are fine with this. So you don't need to take care of npm when you install Node.js. This npm is inbuilt and it will be download and installed automatically for you. Okay. Another thing you need Visual Studio Code, because there are other JavaScript code editors, but this you can uh, download and install community version of Visual Studio Code. It's very good code editor. Most of the developers they use this for the JavaScript. It is by Microsoft, so you can install this locally. All right. So once you done with Node.js installation, you done with the Visual Studio Code. Now we have to install Cypress. Okay, so Cypress is a npm package. Okay, like how we get the libraries for this web driver through Maven, right? So we provide the dependencies and how it download for us. Same way, Cypress is npm package, and we need to install that npm package locally, right? So that's why it comes with Node.js. So what you can do, okay, before we start, what we can do, we can create a directory. So you can change your directory where you want, like I changed to D, and then I can create a blank directory for me, like basics, if I can say. It will create a folder for me. It's Cypress basics in my D Manoj trainings. Okay, and that I will use uh, for my this test, Cypress test. Okay, uh, let me open this Visual Studio. Okay, quickly I'll open Visual Studio Code. Give me 1 minute. Okay. I'm just opening team. Give me 1 second. All right. Okay. All right. So let me. All right. So I opened a Visual Studio Code. Okay. And I also created a directory, right? We created a directory using command prompt. So I can go and open that directory. Okay. So I just click the file, and through file I'm opening this Cypress basic which I created. All right. Okay. So here we currently we don't see anything inside this cypress.basic. You see here I'm highlighting. Okay. Now open terminal from Visual Studio Code. Okay. And what we need to do, we need to create a package JSON. Okay. So to run any JavaScript, we need this package JSON. So we'll discuss it, but how to do it? We have to type command here. You can see my screen, right, team? Let me hear. Yeah. So I'm typing npm and then init y. Okay. It will initialize package.json, and it will have like a name, Cypress basics version, uh, um, okay, all these things. So for any JavaScript uh, program, you need this package.json to run. So before that, you need to initialize this folder where your test will run. Okay, so this is basic step you need to follow, and it will initialize your folder so that your all test will run here. Okay, and it will make it ready for npm commands, because we'll use this npm command. So that's why we initialize this folder. Okay, once you done with that, you need to install a Cypress, because we have already I have already installed on my system. So but still I'll show you how we can do. Okay, so npm install Cypress. This will install if you just click, but it will install any version. So let's see, the currently available version is 3. Okay, so let's say I want to install Cypress version 3, so you can mention Cypress @3 and hit enter. First time it takes some time. Okay, but for me I think it will not take much time, as I already have installed here. So meanwhile it we can wait for a few seconds to complete it. So it will take another few minutes. And I would suggest to use this Visual Studio Code. It's very nice code editor provided by Visual Studio, sorry, Microsoft. And it provides a lot of features, a lot of things for JavaScript projects. Okay, so maybe it's installing. Let's see how much time it takes. Meanwhile, team, if you have any question, uh, you can put those questions in chat. Meanwhile, we wait for this Cypress to install. Or anyone, if you want to talk, I can unmute. Can we compare this to BDD? So we see, BDD is not a tool, or uh, BDD is a way how we develop softwares. So it says behavior driven development. Okay, so there are different kind of ways to develop, like there's a TDD way, there's a BDD. So this Cypress supports TDD, test driven development. You can developers write they can write their test. Based on then they can develop their features. Okay, another question, can you please paste here the command that you had from command prompt? Okay, okay, all those commands, I think, okay, I will paste in that notepad which I was using. Another question, how is the job market? So now Cypress is a buzzword team, and in coming days there will be a lot of jobs on the Cypress, because nowadays many you see uh, tools, but all are built on top of Selenium. So this is the Cypress is a different architecture, different tool which is not uses Selenium. So yeah, definitely there will be a lot of job opportunities in coming days. It's just getting popular because of its the way it has been designed and the way it works. Okay, so few commands, let me write here. So initialize folder, you need to npm init y. This was the first command. Once you initialized, you need to install Cypress. Okay, and then we'll see. Let's see if it has installed. It's taking some more time. So there's a question: are we going to learn in depth or just on the top level? So in depth, see, for in depth means what? The all the tools, related features, and concepts we'll discuss here. But the JavaScript you need to learn. We are not going to go in depth for JavaScripts. But yeah, if you at least know basics of JavaScript, that will be fine. So we'll cover how to design framework like a page object model. Okay, so from the basic things like how we identify elements, how to provide those element paths, and how to design framework, all those things we'll cover. Team, any other question? It's taking some time to install. I thought um, maybe I have some previous version, so it's installing maybe the latest version. Are we going to have project on this? Yes, of course we can have. Okay, so uh, based on the people interest, we'll see. But don't worry, we'll cover from the basics like how to start writing test and how to develop framework. All those things we can see in this session. Uh, I don't understand your question, Krishna. How is chocolatey used for? I'm not sure. Are you mention it supports REST web services? How quick is building an integration test? So it's quick as you write your uh, any other test for the UI. Okay, so directly you can start writing your integration test. You don't need any other library to include. Okay, so Krishna is saying he came across this while trying to install Node.js. Okay, maybe I'm not aware of this. As it is taking some time, team, so I thought I'll show you a basic script, how it works. Okay, so once this installation is done, so how um, we need to open first this Cypress tool. So how it opens, uh, we need to type one command, that is npx, okay, Cypress open. So once you open this using this command, it generates a lot of folders. So you see here, it will generate multiple folders here, okay, under this Cypress spaces, and there will be different folders like integration. So mainly under integration folder we write all our test. Okay, so that was the last step we need to do. Just waiting, maybe it will take some more time, but I'll write all those commands here just for the So once it is that installation is done, and what you can do, there's a folder. Let me write the folder. There's a folder called integrations. Okay, integration folder will be there, and what we can do under this folder, we can right click and add a file. So like any JavaScript, you can write like test uh, spec something, some name you can give dot js. Okay, so one new file need to create, and then you need to start writing your Cypress uh, test in JavaScripts under this file. And using the same command, if you want to run, again you need to type on uh, the terminal we opened inside the this is the command prompt we opened inside this Visual Studio code from here. Okay, so through this only you can uh, run all those npm commands, and you can open Cypress from here itself. So yes, of course, there's a question, does it support database test? Yes, for database, didn't require you to uh, do anything with Cypress. It's just code in JavaScript, how you connect with your backend server, how you query those results, how you verify, right? So basically, it's a concept of JavaScript and your programming skills. Okay. Maybe due to my network speed, it's loading slowly. But yes, using this, if you just follow what we have done here, you'll be ready to uh, run your first test. So let me write, once you create here this test spec.js file, you need to open this and you need to write this way. And I'll explain why we need to write this. Reference types Cypress. Okay, this is needed so that you will get automatic suggestions we get, right? Auto complete kind of thing, right? What we see in Eclipse or in Visual Studio. So you need to write this at the first line of the code in this file, so that whatever uh, methods of this Cypress will be automatically completed or displayed. Okay. Once you do this, how we write function in JavaScript, it is start with it. Okay. So under it means a test. We are going to write a test. Okay. So it is start with it, and then we write the test name. So suppose test name we are giving navigate to application. Okay. This is the name, and it takes another parameter uh, which we write this way. Okay, but currently how we write is this way. So both are the same meaning. Either you write function and then this parenthesis, or you can write uh, this sign and this parenthesis. Once you write this way, uh, we get we don't need to create instance of Cypress like we do in the Selenium. Okay, let me check. Meanwhile, still it is processing. So it automatically have this Okay, CY is inbuilt in Cypress as an inbuilt object which can access all the features of the Cypress. So in Selenium, we write like driver is when we create instance of any Chrome driver or Firefox and all, and then we use, right. But this is inbuilt and we don't need to create any instance. You can just write. So to navigate, we write cy.widget, and we can provide here like http www.google.com, and that's it. Your first script is ready. You can, using this command again, you can run this script. Okay, so that's we will do. Just waiting for maybe few more seconds. Team, any question before we see this? I thought it would be a quick one, but yeah, not sure why it is taking so much time. Questions, team? Okay. Um, Anyone wants to talk? Few more seconds. Or we can see. Sorry, we can see in the next session if we because we already have. Okay, so limitations we already talked about, Kiran. Limitations means it supports only Chrome. It supports only JavaScript. You can write in only in JavaScript, no other language. Uh, it doesn't support Windows applications. It only supports Mocha, no other, like there's a other uh, assertions libraries like or in framework like Chai, Mocha it supports. There is Jasmine. There is JUnit, TestNG, MS Test, all those which different language supports for the Selenium. It only supports Mocha. Uh, if you're asking about performance testing, I haven't evaluated this tool as a performance, so I cannot comment on that. But maybe not. It is not meant for performance and all. Okay. Oh, that's great. So it's done. Let's see quickly what happened to my screen. It's I'm not sure what happened to my screen. It's 1 second, team. Let me try to fix it. Is everyone with me? All right. I just closed Visual Studio Code and I opened again. All right. So let me do one thing. So we said we need to run one command so that after the installation, npx Cypress open. It will open that Cypress for me. It's taking some time. First time it may takes few minutes. Okay, so this Cypress opened. Okay, and now you can see it also gave a lot of uh, examples here. Okay, and under this, so this is the Cypress screen. You see, I can close it. Now if I go and open this Cypress, we see integration. Okay, it has a lot of things under this. Let me delete this first. Okay, now I can go and I can add a new file and test.spec.js. Okay, this is the file I opened. I'll take a few more minutes, team. Okay, just to write. So I just said we need to write okay, this reference types Cypress. Okay, now we are ready to write our first test. So function name I can give like navigate to application, and then in the same way as we wrote. Okay, now I can, as I said, this inbuilt object provided for us to access all the features. I can say widget. I can provide http www.google.com, right? Okay, so I can go and I can run this using npx cypress open. This time it will open this Cypress and navigate to this. Yeah, it opens Cypress. It will navigate to the Google. Okay. Okay. What happened? So from here also we can run. So see, let me see. So it opens this way. No test found in your file. So some error we have right now. So we need to start it out. Okay. So let me terminal. Okay, maybe let me check if I need to save this. Yeah. So you need to save first and then you need to run, because give me one more minute. I'll let it open and then I'll show you how it runs. Because we haven't saved that test, that's why it says. Okay, still we ran after that. So we need to run the same command again, and hopefully this time it will run this test. Navigate to application. So from the next session onwards, we'll see how to uh, perform actions using elements. Still there's some problem, I don't know. Yeah, see, now it's running. It navigated to google.com, and see how the dashboards, clear dashboard it has. You can see each and every steps, like how much time it took at each step, what has been done. Okay, so it highlights also like where we are like currently and all these things. Okay, and if we go here, you need to set up this. We'll see how we can set up, and all those things you can see here you run. Okay, so that's how this Cypress works. So that's it for today, team.